guy missed. He missed the beat drop. Beat drop, and it was like because it built up for a very long time, and then his friends were all in a circle, and he like jumps, and he's like a really small dude. He like jumps like into the middle of the circle and like tries to hit it and like misses by a lot, and then I jump and I slam my feet down and I hit the beat, and it was just a marvel.
All right, ready and action.
I'm Maya.
I'm Rosie.
I'm Anna.
We're Chick Dig Flicks.
I just wanted to hear you.
Yeah.
By yourself. I was there with the build-up, but...
Whatever, it's fine. Yeah, okay, so we've got some news for you today.
It's our second to last episode, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Next week
One
is...
more episode till the season finale.
What's gonna happen to Maya, Anna, and Rosie? It's the same. We're just gonna sit here.
We're
gonna Mar. No.
No, Ram?
Ram is better.
Ram is better.
Ram is better?
Alright, so going right into news. So the director of Suicide Squad, David Ayer, just unveiled the first look at the full cast of Suicide Squad. Besides Jared Leto as the Joker. So we have Will Smith, Margot Robbie, who else? Cara how do you say her name?
I have no idea who that is.
Some names that are
she's going to be in the new
to pronounce.
Paper Towns movie.
Oh, a new Paper Towns movie. No, it hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, so I don't know. It looks pretty cool. What do you guys think?
I don't know. They look pretty good. I was looking at it though, and maybe it's just like too much photoshopping or something. But I feel like the costumes look a little like, I don't know, amateurish or something. I don't know. Maybe not.
Isn't this like the one? It's like someone put
none of them. What?
Someone put on Tumblr like, this is the most diversity you've seen in a squad of
squad goals. Yeah, I think
yeah.
Some people are annoyed with the costume for Harley Quinn, who's in just sort of like bikini bottoms.
Is this not her comic book costume?
I don't know.
I don't think so, but I don't know for Suicide Squad.
And I saw some post that was saying like all the cool things about her character, and then they're like, oh, I hope she doesn't get reduced to just like
people jump to conclusions, man. They were like all this stuff. Okay, so I guess this is what she like looks like in Suicide Squad.
So pretty.
I think they even desexualized her a little, but the comics are always like, they can get away with stuff that real women actresses can't actually wear and do all their stunts and
definitely
it looks pretty fine. Like, I mean, but I guess I love all the ones with Will Smith. Like, what am I doing here? I want to be back in like Independence Day 2. Like, is this like him? They just like did a close up shot of him and just like.
He looks pretty cool. He's playing Deadshot, and they have an individual picture of him as well.
His facial hair reminds me of what is it? G. Jenna on Janelle Monáe's yoga.
Oh.
Who has some weird facial hair.
Yeah.
So yeah, they look suitably creepy.
Yes.
For those who don't know, so I don't know much about the Suicide Squad, but they've been introduced sort of on Arrow and The Flash, and it's like these bad guys or whatever who have been locked away, and then they get sent out on assignments to like do dangerous stuff
as like part of making up for part of their punishment.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like. I don't think they're really, like, working towards their freedom.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah.
Okay.
They're just like, they're good fighters or whatever, so they can go do some shit. Yeah. So I'm excited about that. Some DC news is always fun in the world of Marvel.
True.
So moving on. I don't know this movie, but It has found its new It. It's going to be played by Will Poulter. There's some hard names, guys.
Poulter? I don't know.
Poulter, whatever. He's from We Are the Millers.
Did you know he's British?
I didn't know he was British.
I was like watching an interview with him. He's like, I just like. I was like, what the fuck? I was so like. His American accent is so good that I just thought
always happens.
Like Like, because sometimes I know when they're British, I'm like, they might be British.
I didn't know
not,
Mark
but this
Ronson
one-
was British. I heard him speak on the Apollo the other night.
It's disgusting.
Anyway, so he will be playing Pennywise, who is an evil monster who lures in children disguised as a clown. That is horrifying.
Yes.
Stephen King, what is going on inside of your head?
I never, what is it, 1991? It was only a miniseries? No, they made a movie too, right?
For what?
For it?
I think so.
No, it says a film adaptation was never undertaken given the size of King novel.
Wow.
Fukunaga has been
director.
very vocal.
Oh, it's going to be split into 2 feature films. That's
You guys
interesting.
look up Cary Fukunaga. He
Why?
did True Detective. He is the most handsome person I've ever seen in my entire life.
How do you spell it?
Cary.
You have the article.
You have the article.
What?
Cary Fukunaga.
Okay.
Look at him.
I don't know.
No. Go. He had ponytails
Okay.
at the Emmys when he won the Best Emmy.
Oh, yeah, he's alright.
Yeah.
He's so cute.
I don't like
Look at
his
that.
facial shape is like kind of like his chin is
This
like
is really important news, guys.
yeah.
This is very-
I'm sorry.
no,
I
it's
feel
very
I'm
important
sorry,
because
Carrie.
This is
I'm just
probably
like totally judging your face.
because he's one of the hottest directors I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, I guess directors aren't always
All right.
the best. But anyways, yeah.
So yeah, 2 movies coming. Did they say a release date? I don't think they did.
Nope. I think
Coming to you soon.
A movie Rosie won't
I will definitely not be
seeing
seeing because I am a wuss, as you will find out later.
Wuss.
Yeah, so let's move on. Okay, so there was this big Joss Whedon scandal. Scandal? Not scandal. Just news, I guess. Entertainment Weekly says Joss Whedon and Twitter have broken up. That's a nice way of putting it. And then there was a lot of stuff going around that people thought that he left Twitter because of death threats, and basically he came out and talked to Buzzfeed and said and dismissed those rumors and said that wasn't why he quit.
Well, people were saying like he quit because feminists and like liberals were like attacking Avengers: Age of Ultron for like all their things Joss Whedon did wrong, and like they're like, oh, the mean old feminist bullied Joss Whedon off of Tumblr. They're always just bullying people. They're just mean.
His response was, I have been attacked by militant feminists since I got on Twitter. That's something I'm used to. Every breed of feminism is attacking every other breed, and every subsection of liberalism is always busy attacking another subsection of liberalism, because God forbid they should all band together and actually fight for the cause. I just thought, wait a minute, if I'm going to start writing again, I have to go to the quiet place. So there you have it, folks. Joss Whedon left because he wants to go write some new stuff for you, not because...
Yeah, even though he left in like
feminists.
such a big way, like he couldn't have.
Why? How did he?
I feel like he left in such a way where if he was coming under fire for things and then he just decided to delete it when all these things were happening, it just set up where he like had no explanation, like saying like, "Hey guys, I'm taking off time to write. I'll see you later," and then that's it. Because then if you delete your Twitter, that's like that's a big deal. And so he made it bigger than what it was supposed to be.
And because it was right around that shit.
Right around.
And I suspect it was because he was getting a lot of criticism and backlash on Twitter.
I think so.
But I mean, I wish he hadn't said the phrase militant feminist, because like that's okay.
Should we move on to what Mark Ruffalo said in response?
Yes.
Because everyone has to have a response when Joss Whedon gets called out, right? He has so many fans, and
we just want to know,
like normal fans.
I just need to have a seminar. There should be like we should do a private reading, a seminar. Is Joss Whedon a feminist? And we like present all the evidence from one side, all the evidence from the other side, and we figure it out. We're gonna figure it out.
I don't care. That's what I figured out. I do not care. So Joss Whedon is defending his director, and he said,
Mark
I think
Ruffalo.
it's what
Mark Ruffalo is.
Did I say that?
You said Joss Whedon.
Yeah,
I meant Mark Ruffalo. Sorry. He's defending Joss Whedon. He said, I think it's sad because I know how Joss feels about women. And I know that he's made it a point to create strong female characters. I think Well, should I keep going?
Yeah, you should
Okay.
just do it.
I think part of the problem is that people are frustrated that they want to see more women doing more things in superhero movies. And because we don't have as many women as we should yet, they're very, very sensitive to every single storyline that comes up right now. Yes, that is very true. So let's fix that. But that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be upset. But I think what's beautiful about what Joss did with Black Widow, I don't think he makes her any weaker. He just brings this idea of love to a superhero, and I think that's beautiful.
To the woman superhero character.
And to the
all,
one woman
like,
out of how many?
Out of all the
male
guys that were there,
characters,
like...
let's give her a love storyline.
Yeah.
Because that's necessary.
And also, let's call her a monster for being
Oh, God.
sterile.
I can't. I just can't. I can't go into it. I just can't.
Yeah.
It's just like, and then, like, yeah. I just don't... especially in that BuzzFeed article when he was like, that's why I don't like to announce myself politically, because it just, like, you know, destroys myself artistically, because he gets called out, he all of a sudden says, well, like, I just want to go without my time, and people like, basically to be like, people should praise me, even if I'm, like, fucking up, like, why aren't they praising me, you know, and it just, like, really frustrates me that he just thinks that, like, oh, because he announced himself politically, and he's getting called out for real, you know, genuine shit, that he just all of a sudden feels like such a backlash, or, like, such hurt when people who are doing this every day, that they're like they're themselves are political statements, and they have to always, you know, like, and he's mad that because people thought his characterization of Black Widow sucked, which is true. It's so much. That, like why is he, like, you know, true. It's not like God.
And I think the thing about, like, everyone having to weigh in on Joss Whedon, like Rosie is talking about, is, like, a lot to do with, like, the problems of, like, fan culture, and, like, when your faves mess up, you're like, gotta be like, but, let's analyze everything.
But my point is that, like, it's not, his fans are not just like us.
Right.
It extends to, like, Mark Ruffalo having to be like, no, he loves women. Right. It's like, okay, calm down.
Just because you love women doesn't mean that you can't be a misogynist. You know,
you made Buffy, which was awesome, but you gotta, like, keep pushing.
Yeah. There's, like, more that you have to push.
Yeah.
And he, like, he had in those, like, the articles, like, I'm a rich white guy that's, like, this and this and this. Like,
yeah,
like,
he recognizes
his like, privilege, but there is so much more than just recognizing it. Like, you can recognize it, but you have to figure out what you're going to do with it. And if you're going to do the same shit and regress, especially for one of the characters that's only, like, one of the, like, female superheroes that we have out here, you have to do better. Like, just, like, you have to do better. You can't just resort and say, oh, well, because this is one portrayal. If we had 500 portrayals, fine. Like, if one is not that great. But we have one, like, in the biggest franchise right now. I'm angry that Mark Ruffalo totally gets it and yet completely doesn't. It's like, he understands that because we have so few portrayals of female characters, yes, that is why we get annoyed when the only one that we see is, like, with having to do with romance, and yet he's like, oh, but still, right? Joss is great.
And there's no reason for him to weigh in on this. Like, I feel like Joss is fine. Like, he didn't need
Was he asked, like, in an interview, or did he just...
Maybe.
I don't know.
He probably was, to be fair to Mark Ruffalo, but...
No, it was an AMA.
Oh, okay, so he definitely didn't need to weigh in.
He did not need to answer that question.
So...
Okay, Mark. Yeah. All right. Anyway, should we move on?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to some more Marvel news.
But with our favorite.
With our fave, Captain America. Yeah, Civil War. I like Iron Man too.
And
I like Civil War. I like Captain America more. Yeah, so there's now a release date for Civil War. It's May 6th, 2016. So just under a year from now.
My 23rd birthday. And Alana's 25th birthday.
Oh, wow.
And it's going to be directed by Anthony and Joe Russo, who also directed Captain America Winter Soldier, which was awesome. Mm-hmm. And the screenplay is by Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, who wrote Winter Soldier and The First Avenger, Captain America The First Avenger. So yeah, it's going to be Chris Evans, obviously, and then RGJ is going to be in it, and then Scarlett Johansson. Sebastian Stan is back as Bucky, Anthony Mackie, Paul Bettany. Ooh, okay, so we have...
Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, so we have the kind of Wait, so they have a synopsis of the... Yeah, I'm gonna... Hold on. Let's find the synopsis. So Captain America Civil War picks up where Avengers Age of Ultron left off, as Steve Rogers leads a new team of Avengers in their continued efforts to safeguard humanity. After another international incident involving the Avengers results in collateral damage, political pressure mounts to install a system of accountability and a governing body to determine when to enlist the services of the team. This is terrible. The new status quo fractures the Avengers while they try to protect the world from a new and nefarious villain.
It's so vague, but like so wordy.
So wordy. That sentence went on forever. Who wrote this? Okay. I mean, yeah. Okay, so I'm excited. Yeah. I'm excited.
The basic bottom line is Captain America versus Iron Man, right?
Yeah.
They fight.
Basically. And then
they're bringing back
spoilers.
Yeah, we won't spoil it.
So Black Panther's making an appearance in this.
And also Ant-Man, Paul Rudd's going to be in it.
Really?
Emily Van Camps, who she was in Captain America 2, as Agent 13. Daniel Bruhl.
Good.
Bruhl. And Don Cheadle.
Is that the one you like a lot?
Yeah. The one that's he was in Inglourious Bastards and Woman in Gold. He was in Woman in Gold.
Oh. Right. I'm excited.
Right. Yeah, I remember him. Because you were whispering about him all the time. Oh my god. I love him.
I saw his Hollywood mark. I mean, his German Hollywood mark of fame in Berlin. It was cute.
Wow.
Yeah. So the principal photography is starting. Has commenced, and production will start shooting in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay.
Wow, they're gonna crank this out by next. That's pretty.
And places in Germany, Puerto Rico, and Iceland. Damn.
Didn't they say that the Infinity War is gonna take like 9 months to shoot?
I heard that.
It's gonna be like over.
It's like you could nurture a baby in that time.
You mean part 1 and part 2?
I think. I don't know if they're doing together, but they just they might be doing it together.
I assume they'll shoot it together and just release it separately.
I'm excited for Civil War.
It's part 1 and part 2. I forgot.
Yeah. All right. Fuck. So now we have some news that Anna is very excited about.
Abby, we all were.
No, I am excited. Well, I mean, it's hard to be excited when I don't know anything.
Yeah.
But so, Abby Jacobson and Ilana Glazer, who you might know from Broad City, are working on a top secret movie project that we really don't know anything about, but we're really excited about it.
They've sold an untitled comedy picture to 20th Century Fox, and rumor has it Paul Feig is attached to the project.
Isn't that just like the funny thing about? I'm like kind of frustrated is that they're always thinking like, wow, Paul Feig really loves women because he did all these women comedies. When they could be like, oh, maybe we get a women director to do the film. Like, why is it always Paul Feig now? It's like he's like, oh yeah, because he champions women. And Judd Apatow, he champions women. Like, why don't you fucking get a woman director who champions women?
I think Abby and Ilana could do it even, because they do, I don't know who directs their show.
They direct it sometimes.
But like, they pretty much have created this whole show. Yeah. They write it. So, I mean, if they're going to write it though.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
I'm in.
I'll go
see it.
Yeah.
I would be even more excited if they also starred in it.
Oh, yeah. I hope so.
Depending on what it is.
Yeah.
So, tentatively excited. Some more news. Quentin Tarantino has a new movie.
That's so...
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Why didn't I just announce it?
Why don't you announce it?
Quentin Tarantino's having a new Western!
Called The Hateful Eight. Apparently it will be more scaled back than his other movies, like Inglourious Bastards and Django Unchained. It's a Western about nasty gunslingers in a snowbound frontier way station. And that's about it in terms of what we get.
I just love
EW magazine. I'll try to find it.
I just love this picture of Samuel Jackson with his beard.
He looks so fashionable and comfy. Is that
he looks so like gentile and nice.
It's interesting because this movie
so full.
is comes out after some really bad so Quentin Tarantino was sending the script to Bruce Dern. Bruce Dern's agent got it, leaked it on the internet. Oh. Everyone, he got really upset, and Quentin was like, I'm not going to write this, I'm just going to produce it as a book. Like, you're not going to get it. And then he was like, nah, I'm just going to make it.
I want the money. No one's going to buy that book.
So he's just like, it was a really big deal because he got really upset about it.
Why would the agent do that, though?
I don't know, because I think they wanted to, build I don't know what the agent was trying to do. I think agent was, I passed it to someone else, passed it to someone else, and it's supposed to be like this.
So
and
they just kind of fucked up.
And they kind of fucked up and, like, got onto the internet. Just like Django Unchained did. Django Unchained got on the internet, too, and you could, like, find the old version of it, like, just hanging out.
Damn.
Wasn't it one of the editors of Deathly Hallows, like, left a copy of the manuscript at a bar or something? Because you remember it got released before it came out? Someone took a picture of every page and put it online.
Holy shit.
You don't remember that? Okay.
I remember there was a rumor.
I probably didn't care enough.
Where the Hunger Games, they thought the script got leaked, and then there was a bunch of, like, everyone was like, this is horrifying. Because there was, like, one where it's, like, Katniss, like, gets up from the woods, like, brushes her, like, self off, like she's riding a motorcycle and she got wet or something. It was, like, some awful, like, and people were like, who wrote this? Like, is this the one? And everyone was, like, fucked, like, they were, like, everyone was fucked over. Everyone thought this was, like, oh my god, our whole film is going to be ruined by this, like, misogyny in the script, and it was not. It was fake. So.
Can I tell my favorite leak story?
Yes.
So back in my Glee fandom days, so long ago.
And how long ago
there
was
was like I think she was a PA or something, and there was like the prom episode happening, and it was supposed to be a surprise that Kurt gets nominated for prom queen or wins prom queen. And so she tweeted like KH for PQ and like whatever Dave Karofsky for prom king, and one of the creators of the show tweets her back and goes, I hope you're fit to work at something besides entertainment because you never will again. And we were all like, oh. And he's like, you ruined something that people have been working so hard on. And we were like, okay,
chill.
Really, like the people who care.
Who was the person who said the leaked?
Brad.
Oh yeah, Brad. But who's the one that supposedly leaked it?
I think she was just a PA or something.
Oh yeah,
that
sucks. I remember that was like an extra or like some PA was like
an extra. Oh my god, so funny. Like, chill out.
Yeah,
dude.
Seriously. Poor extra.
That's my favorite.
You never work in entertainment.
One last leak story that I think is Stephanie Meyer's Midnight Sun.
Oh yeah, I was so upset about that.
Me too. And she threw a hissy fit and was like, "This is so upsetting. Like this personally offends me. Like I'm so hurt, and I'm just not gonna publish the book now." And in retrospect, I'm like, she just didn't want to finish that book, and she used that as an excuse. She's like, "Now I'll never. Now I don't have to finish it."
She should have done it. She could have got banged still.
Yeah, I read she released like the first 3 chapters or something, and I read it and I love them.
I did too.
But so sad.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. Last piece of news.
I forgot.
Oh yes, I forgot
what happened.
Oh, I added it. Maya asked me to.
Yeah, sorry.
You want me to? I can say it.
Yeah.
So Natalie Portman is been chosen to play Ruth Bader Ginsburg in a new biopic about the Supreme Court justice. I don't know. I didn't actually read much more of the article, but I think that's okay. Go ahead, Maya.
It's about the obstacles Ginsburg faced during her decades of work towards equal rights for women, and it's called. Oh no! And it's by a woman director. She's a woman's director is going to direct it.
It sounds good. I'm excited, and I was also like, I heard that Natalie Portman was going to play Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and I was just like, lol, nice. That's like a score.
I know. They got, the top,
the prettiest
person
in the world.
Yeah, to play her.
I was like that. If I was like, we were saying, how old is Ruth Bader Ginsburg now? She's like 80, which is old. If I was like 80 and they cast the younger version of me and I got Natalie Portman, I'd be like, nice.
Yeah. Nice. I wouldn't.
It's true.
You would.
I wonder what she looked like when she was younger.
We looked her up. She's pretty.
Yeah,
she's not like Natalie Portman pretty.
Yeah, but she's definitely like. You have to look Ruth Bader Ginsburg and young. That's
I mean, I love her.
Yeah, so she
kind
of
like
looks,
that. The second one. She's pretty.
That's her?
Yeah. Apparently.
Maybe she's a teenager. It looks nice.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
That's like really pretty. What are you guys talking about?
Well, I feel like this is like the photo that's like, if you look at some of the other photos, it's like more
she's
real.
Older, yeah.
But
that's
she's pretty.
Older there.
She's pretty. I'm excited. I'll see it.
I will definitely see it. Yeah.
My favorite Ruth Bader Ginsburg story is like, I don't know. There was people were reporting like Ruth Bader Ginsburg's like asleep at like the State of the Union or something, and then they asked her about it, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I had too much wine. I was asleep."
This guy like in the comments just like,
she's the best.
Yeah.
Oh, someone said like because this might be like Oscar bait, but the comic says like a movie critic might argue that one, intelligent Ivy League Jewish woman portraying another intelligent Ivy League Jewish woman is not much of a stretch, but I'll share the kudos anyway. Just because they both went to Harvard. So
I didn't know Natalie Portman was Jewish.
Yeah.
That's what I
She's
said.
Hebrew.
I said the prettiest Jewish.
Oh, I missed it.
Anyway, should we move on?
Yes. To box office.
Box office. All right. So we all know Avengers: Age of Ultron has gotten a gross estimated $77.2 million. Oh, when we did it on Sunday, the Monday results, we had like 180. It was 191.
Oh, wow.
Million after we so around $77.2 million, which brings the total gross to $312.5 million in the States, and overall $874.9 million.
How much is Joss making?
Good question. I don't know.
I don't know if he's
I always think that the
and
actors get the most.
The actors get the most. Scarlett and Robert Downey Jr.
The director should get the most.
Mm-mm.
The director cares about the film being a success, but the actors don't really even want to be in the movie. I feel it, or you gotta
Scarlett Johansson and I know Robert Downey Jr. for Avengers, I think was $20 million. Most of the money goes to the actors, and then everything gets trickled down. So it's all of that $250 million are probably, I would say, $100 million would go to acting in that. So number 2 is the new movie Hot Pursuit with Reese Witherspoon and Sofia Vergara. It got 6% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, that's sad.
But it made $13.3 million at the box office. And number 3 is The Age of Adeline, which coming out at $5.6 million. Yeah. And overall total is $31.5 million. Fast and Furious 7, Furious 7, sorry, my bad, is still hanging on at number 4 with $5.2 million. Over total is $338.4 million. And I think probably by the end of this week it's going to be overtaken by the Avengers, I would say, in terms of national gross. And number 5, blah 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 clip.
Still
Still in there.
Still out there.
$5.1 million, $58 million in total in domestic.
And Home is gone.
And Home is out, but our movie that we're going to review, Ex Machina, got to number 6.
Really?
Yeah,
that's
because
interesting.
It went up in theater count, and also it got $3.4 million on a total of $15 million.
Okay.
But that's at 6. But, yep, anyway, that's the top box office. Movies coming soon. Pitch Perfect 2.
Yes, I'm so excited, guys.
Next week.
We'll see that.
And also Mad Max Fury Road, which I am very excited for.
I don't know that.
It is it's based on the films in the 80s with Mel Gibson called Mad Max, and it's about people in the desert just driving. And so, what is it?
It's an original sketch.
Whoa, that's cool.
Cool. Mad Max is this one's it's a remake by the same director. He wanted to make this movie, so it's
interesting.
It's with Charlize Theron,
Love her.
Tom Hardy, and then they said the movie is really interesting. It's barely any dialogue, and then people have been writing these think pieces about, is this film the most feminist piece of film coming out this year, because Charlize Theron is she's this woman who is trying to save her sisters through this film, and she's the one that's most active in this film compared to Mad Max. It's a whole thing. People are just really
we need a machine, a feminist rating machine, and we're gonna hold it. We're gonna hold it up to movies, and it'll beep, 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 beep. Pretty feminist.
Yeah, they're it's all about there's different gender gender stuff, and so there's a bunch of things going on in there, and
cool.
They made it in the desert, Namibia or something.
That sounds awful.
So it sounds awful. It sounds so bad. So
cool.
Yeah.
And Apollo is Pitch Perfect 2, right?
I'm pretty sure it's Pitch Perfect 2.
Uh-oh. You're pretty sure?
I mean, they've been playing the trailer, so I would feel that would be such a psych.
That wouldn't do that. Psych.
Yeah, it's Pitch Perfect 2.
Hey.
Cool.
So when are we... Oh, we can figure that out later.
We can schedule that. Off the record.
Trailer Trash Talk.
Trailer Trash Talk.
We are going to review the most women-centric film of
the
our
most
time.
Feminist film.
The most feminist film. Without any women in it. This is really a big reveal. Magic Mike
XXL.
or double X large, which I frequent that So here's the teaser trailer. It's coming out in.
No, I didn't see the first one.
I saw the first one. This one's coming out in. Wait, why did this one say it's coming out?
Listeners, take this time while Maya is contemplating to queue up your link,
I'm trying to get
which you'll find in the description.
This is the new one. Sorry, I saw the old one, but this is the new one. It comes out July 1st, starring Channing Tatum, all of them, but not Matthew McConaughey. Which
was he in the first one?
Yeah, he was the one who was like.
Do you want to make sure you put the right link in here?
Oh yeah, I'll put the right link in there. He's the one who's like, the law says you cannot touch, but I see a lot of lawbreakers.
Oh, so he's like their mentor.
Yeah, he's their mentor. He's like the top stripper.
Who is it?
The retired stripper.
Who is it? Matthew McConaughey. He's like the one that runs Magic.
I can just see them coming.
That's
like,
amazing.
Matthew, you got to come out of retirement and be a stripper again.
This was during his reconnaissance, like during like right when he was like in all those good movies, and he was in this, and then he just like walks out in the first frame. And I was like,
reconnaissance.
Maybe we should have a viewing of that too. We've got so many movies we gotta watch.
Yeah, we gotta watch that. Maya needs to move to New York so we can continue Chick Stick Flicks.
Yep.
We'll see.
Listeners, if you want Maya to move to New York,
offer her a job.
And give
me a job. Ilana?
Calling her out.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Started from 5. Oh. So introspective.
He's so tan.
His lips, he had like lip gloss on.
Oh yeah,
he makes furniture, you guys. I forgot in the first movie.
Oh, Jesse?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought strippers make enough money to not. Or was
that's what his real job
in this trailer?
Oh, he wants to be.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he was.
Why are you? Oh my god!
What? He's humping a Pepsi
he just
machine.
Walked into like the gas station. This was happening.
Hard. He's using his dick to weld.
Not forward.
I got a little treat for y'all tonight. We're gonna see if he's still got some magic in that mic.
So he's retired from stripping.
Is he also a dancer? Or is that just Channing?
No, that's just Channing.
Well, we should have known you guys back in our day.
Well, I'd say it's still your day,
Oh!
Who's that actress?
Andy McDonald?
So what is the plot?
Men are stripping, Rosie.
Ready to be worshipped. Are you ready to be exalted?
Who is that? Oh.
Is it Tyra?
What?
What is that, Donald Glover?
Wait, I missed some dialogue, guys!
Sorry.
Not that it matters, but... Why have I not seen the first one? I don't.
It's showtime. You guys ready?
So
Is Jada Pinkett Smith also making a comeback?
yeah, I guess.
Was that Donald Glover?
Yeah.
What?
Talking to Matt.
The first
Matt Bomer?
Yeah, so the first film is directed by Steven Soderbergh, and he
What has he
learned. Steven Soderbergh wrote. Oh my god, there's so many.
I'll look it up.
Sex, Lies, and Videotape. That one, Contagion.
Oh, okay.
So he.
Oh, he does the Ocean's 11 films.
Yeah, the Oceans.
Ooh.
And he he met Channing, and Channing told him like, oh, I was a stripper or whatever, this and this, and so they made this film. But the film, like the first Magic Mike movie, is not really. It's like it has the stripping parts in it, which is like great, but it's also like very about like the seedy underworld of stripping and like drugs and like all these things that happen during it. So like people were not expecting it to be like a lot of guys.
That's not how they advertise.
Like a lot of guys, came in like they're like a lot of male reviewers that I watch who were like, I went to see it with my girlfriend. I don't know how it felt, but actually. Not bad. It's actually like a really interesting story.
And you know, some of those guys pretty good looking. I might be gay.
So they were just like, but now I think this one they're just making it like a little bit more fun. Maybe it seems way more fun than the first one.
Was there any plot?
Plot? I mean, they talk about Channing Tatum. He wants to be like a.
No,
I
mean in this one.
This one. I don't know if this is.
Wow.
But the other one was.
It's just a teaser. Maybe we'll get some more plot revealed
That's
in the real trailer.
All right. Should we move on?
Yeah.
To
Are we?
our-
Is it time for?
See.
Wait. We're not even at the same time. Skip.
Skip.
Not necessary.
So necessary. So necessary.
I meant... Okay, anyway. Moving on.
Okay.
Yeah, who's giving the synopsis?
It's me,
Okay, Anna.
with your synopsis.
Go ahead.
So this week we saw Ex Machina. Except Rosie did not, but I went for once. So
Yeah, she was in, like,
I was there.
The first. No,
I was a vocal viewer as always, which I think it's annoying to people.
I'm the one who's seen all the films that we've
Probably.
Yeah.
You're the most committed. You're the one that should be getting school credit, not me.
That's true.
I edit them, sometimes mine does. Alright, anyways, Ex Machina. It came out April 10th, I guess, but I guess it's like slowly, an independent film that's slowly been being released in more and more theaters. So it came to the Apollo and we went and saw it. And the synopsis that IMDb gives is, a young programmer is selected to participate in a breakthrough experiment in artificial intelligence by evaluating the human qualities of a breathtaking female AI. That's what IMDb says.
Oh, nice.
So this is starring Alicia Vikander as the breathtaking female AI, Domhnall Gleeson as the young programmer, cute redhead, and Oscar Isaac as the creepy head programmer, head of Blue Book, aka Google, who has created this female AI. And I don't know, should we spoil this movie? There's like a lot of twists and turns. Maybe we shouldn't.
I want to know.
We'll tell you maybe off.
Okay.
Yeah, because
recording.
That's fair.
I don't think we should, because people, like, it's like...
The ending is really important to the film. The twist is like, it's a big part of the film.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm so interested.
Yeah, and it's really not that much of a horror. Rosie didn't see it because she doesn't like horror films, but it's really like it's
psychological.
I don't like psychological thrillers either.
Okay, it's not even that much of a thriller. It's more like what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I
So
don't like
mystery,
being no.
suspense.
I don't like
whatever.
that.
Okay,
She don't like any of it.
she doesn't like it at all. So, director and writer Alex Garland with his directorial debut. Should I go into my review?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I really liked this film, but it took me until the end to really like it. The whole film, I was just sitting there going, no, wrong. Why would you do that? No.
I was right next
So
to
you're
her.
doing it out loud.
Yeah.
This wasn't just in your head.
She was, like, talking to me. There was a big thing.
I don't know how much we should go into this. I want to go into some of it, just so I can give my review. But so basically, the female AI that the young programmer is testing to see if she's like human enough or not, kind of like starts to like sort of fall in love with him, I guess, and like he's getting very attracted to her. So there's like a whole thing where she's like, what I didn't like about it originally is that she's like very childlike and like just learning about the world, and he seems like really interested in the fact that he can like teach her things, and I didn't like that.
Yeah.
But the ending is good, and you should wait till the end of the film before you storm out in rage, as I might have. Oscar Isaac is like such a good performance, but like such an asshole. I wouldn't even say creepy. He's just like such an asshole with his like full beard and shaved head.
And his act, like his boxing. Like,
Yeah, his boxing, his exercising every morning after he gets blackout drunk every night.
yeah.
But like just like some of the little things that made him an asshole were just so spot on with like guys that I know in real life, just like in his kind of like aggressive manner of like interacting with people, trying to like force people to interact the way he wants them to, sort of. So I thought his performance was really good. I thought everyone's performance was really good. A couple points I didn't like were they had this moment where the young programmer is like, why did you program sexuality in her? And Oscar Isaac's like, well, me and you are programmed to be heterosexual. Like, that's just the way sexuality works. And I was like, okay, you guys just don't get it. But
There was like a whole, because like, he's like, we're programmed, whether it's nature or nurture or this and this, we were programmed to be
heterosexual.
Yeah.
What?
He said he's like, because he was asking like,
he was like, did you program her to like me? And he's like, no, I just programmed her to be heterosexual. Just like me and you were programmed to be heterosexual. And I was like, all right. So that was like a bit of like, you guys didn't need to try to tackle sexuality because you just got it really wrong. But I don't know. It's hard for me to say what I liked about the film without spoiling it. Mm-hmm. But I think you should stick it out to the end. I think all the performances are great, and I think the ending is very satisfying. And you won't be disappointed. So, and it's just like, you're very interested the whole time. Most of the whole movie takes place in this one location, in this giant, beautiful house that Oscar Isaac owns because he's so rich. So it's like just a very enclosed movie, and it's just like one scene is like, this happens next, this happens next, this happens next. It's a very short period of time, and it was just like beautiful film, really well acted, and keeps you on the edge of your seat, and you figure out what happens, and you're happy with it. I was anyways. So I'm going to give it a C.
Cool. I would say, like, it's really interesting because last night when we saw it, we, like, talked about this film for, like, an hour and a half.
We did.
Like, for a really
That's
long
always
time.
so nice.
Yeah, it was nice because it was, like, always just, like, trying to figure out what it all means. So it's just, like, interesting with everyone's perspectives. Everyone enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. I think it was well acted, I think well directed within the scenes. Mm-hmm. I would say, I think the person who did the best, I think I would say is Ava. I would say she was
the robot.
The robot. Her name's Ava, but that's the AI, and she was amazing because I feel like there has to be this certain way you play AI without that. Like, she played it in a different way that I wasn't like, because I guess it didn't fall into a trope, but it was like in this way where she really turns, and it just like really. I think she did a very, very good job at that. I also thought Oscar Isaac was great. He's always great, and this one he was just, oh my goodness. I said he was such an asshole. Like, every time I was like, what an asshole. Like, because he had these things where, a line which is really great, he said, Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters, the movie, when Dan Aykroyd gets like a blowjob by a ghost. Like, it was just like something such an asshole thing to say. He just like everything. He said, or the party scene when the kid comes in, he's drunk. He's like, yeah, I'm just like, and he goes, oh, so did you have a party? And he goes, what? And he just drinks by himself. Oh, God. Yeah. And it's just weird, like, how you have this guy who has such a God complex about who he is, and, like, have him isolated in this place where he lives, and just, like, trying to find out how, like, the way that he was interacting with people is just, like, so, like, I mean, you could understand that when, like, he's in the world of his own, like, people trying to find, like, climb on, like, trying to climb on his success, but he's isolated in his own place, and he's still an asshole to everyone that he meets, even though it's, like, not that many people. So, yeah, I thought that was good, and I thought Domhnall was, like, really, really good, too. I thought, because he sort of started out with me like, oh God, he's so plain. Yeah. Like, he's so plain.
So basic.
So basic. And then, like, I think it really, once the movie started going, it was really nice. And the thing that I liked about the movie, it just starts off at this place. There is no, like, there's, like, the first scene where he, like, everyone knows he wins the thing, wins this, like, vacation to go to the, head guy's Blue Book's place. And that's it. It just goes, whoop, boom, he's there. Yeah. Like, and it just, like, so I think that was a really creepy part. That I was like, oh crap, this is gonna all take place in this really weird house that's like subterranean. Anyway,
I think that's what gave it the horror movie feel, the like being trapped in a house thing. But it's not really a horror movie. You should see it, Rosie.
What like I would say, I really like the music.
Yeah, the music.
I thought the music really helped build a lot of the tension and a lot of things. There's this girl in the audience who said, "What's that sound?"
Yeah,
and the music started building.
Chill, it's the music.
It's the music. She was like completely freaked out.
It was a fun audience to see it too. Everyone was like, "There's a lot of people there." I guess because it was Saturday night. It was in the small theater,
so you can hear everyone when everyone said, and but it was fine. Everyone kind of like was like really like yeah, that was good. Like this guy that goes, wow, he goes, well, that's like fucked up, but that's pretty cool. Like,
I want it.
But
God,
I just oh my God, I just like lost all my thoughts. Anyway, I really thought it was good. I think about when we were talking about the sexuality part, I always just like when he said it, and I'm like thinking, like reflecting on it now, how he's like everything to him is so robotic, and for him to say, like, we're like, this God, like, I am program you, and this is how, because God is exactly like a like, this, like, weird way that he like, this, like, control, like, that's, like, I think that's what his whole deal is, like, this control, and if you can program and control someone's sexuality in that way, like, that's, like a really big thing to him, which is, like, reveals later in, like, who Nathan, who's the head blue book guy, it's, like, deal, I think, a lot.
I actually think that Nathan is Oscar Isaac, but I think that Caleb, the programmer, could have had a little more depth to him, because it felt like, up until you find something out about Oscar Isaac that's, like, very disturbing, he's, like, pretty much going along with everything Nathan is doing, even though he's doing some, like, pretty asshole-ish stuff in terms of, like, this woman he has working for him that's, like, Japanese and doesn't speak English, I guess, and he's just treating her so badly and, like, just saying really, like, racist, misogynistic things, too. And, you know, Caleb's not, you know, applauding him for it, but he's also just, like, not saying anything or seeing that disturbed.
Yeah.
So.
It's like, yeah. But I would give it a C. I liked it a lot. And I think it's going to be one of the more interesting films that are going to come out of this year, like, in terms of, like, like the independent, like, that's going to stay within, hopefully, I mean, it stays within the mind of people towards later, because I think there should be some definite nominations for certain, like, aspects of the film. Yeah.
I hope Alicia gets nominated, but I don't know. Will she?
I know.
I think Oscar for Best Actress.
Oscar Isaac probably.
Oscar Isaac will.
Oscar?
Yeah.
Oscar.
They might consider her supporting actress.
This isn't really Oscar time.
No, well, they usually...
But they'll remember, maybe.
Yeah, they sometimes remember, because, like, Moonrise Kingdom... Not Moonrise Kingdom, Grand Budapest Hotel, I can't remember.
And Moonrise Kingdom, actually.
And Moonrise Kingdom. The thing about Oscar Isaac's character, I was like, wow, he's such an asshole, but, man, he wears those white shirts
those are
so well.
Wes Anderson, right?
Yeah.
He's, like...
Wes Anderson doesn't care about the awards.
Yeah.
No, I know, but I mean, like, they care about him.
Yeah. But, yeah, just, like, Oscar Isaac wears white shirts.
I wasn't into the whole hair on chin.
No, I don't like I didn't like the chin thing. I'm not really... I liked his inside Llewyn Davis look a lot. I don't really like this big chin, but he looked really good in white shirts. And I was like, God, I'm attracted to you, but you were fucking like a fucking asshole. So I just kept, like, during certain points, I'm like, I'm going to remove you from this character. Just wear white shirts around me. Like,
all right. Do we have any sort of discussion?
Do you want to talk about, would you live in a world where there's AI intelligence, like, super, like...
Would you fall in love with?
Yeah, that's what we were talking about last night, except we said, would you have sex with an AI?
Yeah.
Or would you date an AI? What if you find out that, like, someone you're dating is an AI? It's Marissa.
Oh, God.
We try to say, like, who's an AI on this campus, because there's, like... We just feel like there's some robots.
It's the hipsters.
It's those hipsters. They're pretty robotic.
Some of them, I just listen to them in mud. Like, I listen to their conversations, and I'm like, is that a real conversation you're having? I don't know. Like,
I don't think it's Marissa, because we have a thing to know whether one of us is an alien or
what? Let's hear that. I want to hear that story.
Well,
okay.
Because we were like, I was saying, like, would you like to fall in love with the one, like, in Her, where it was just a system that's like this, and it's just in your pocket, because people fell in love with those. Or would you fall in love with an actual human AI? Like, which one's creepier? Which one's not creepy?
I feel it'd be easier for me to fall in love with the human AI. I like the human comfort aspect of relationships is important to me. I would, like, be friends with my pocket AI.
Yeah, I would be, too.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'd be in an exclusive relationship with them.
Like, why did that guy, like... I like how they picked, like, he's just, like, in Her, when he's like, boy, it's like, would you like a woman's voice or a man's voice? He's just like, I'll do a woman's voice. Like, and I'm just like, oh, God.
I'm heterosexual. I'm programmed.
I'm programmed to be heterosexual. A woman who, like, I like when it's like, what's your relationship with your mother? And he's like, and it's like, okay, we're done. I was like, what? That's so mean. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would have sex with an AI, but I guess, I mean, like, if they made it so advanced that you didn't know, that's like a...
it's not my fault.
Not my fault.
some weird ideas. Yeah, the like whole thing about you're programmed and
Is that consent?
well, no, but also just like we're just our brains just chemicals and neurons firing and.
You're getting deep into it.
Yes, it's freaking me out. I don't like to think about it too much.
What's your guys' like favorite? Like, if you like think of like a favorite, or like one of your favorite AI like films of anything about like artificial intelligence or robots?
I don't really watch them.
Probably her. I loved her.
I really loved her.
Cried so hard at the end. I was like, this is a beautiful movie about love.
Yeah,
I loved it.
I liked her a lot. I liked I have such like warm feelings for iRobot. I don't know. I just like I loved it so much. I never
saw it, but
it's just like because this like robot's like people think he's doing bad shit, and it's just like.
Can I say the Iron Giant? Because
that's a good one. That's a great film.
I cried at that. Definitely cried at that. That was like one of the first things that I cried at. Like in
Wall-E.
the theater.
The most famous one is probably Blade Runner, right? About the androids. I never saw it, but isn't that about androids?
I don't know.
There's like, the one that was really creepy was the one. Have you guys seen Prometheus?
No.
Michael Fassbender plays a.
I saw that.
He was so fucking creepy. Yeah, like at the end of the movie,
that's terrifying.
At the end of the movie, his head comes off.
And then they're just carrying his head around, and he's still talking.
He's still talking because he can't die. So like he can't so if his head's come off and there's like and the world ends, like he's just like hanging in there. Like he was there to like make sure everything was okay, and he like was lived by himself for like 2 years. In this, like, pod, right? Like, with everyone, all the humans were in pods.
Yeah.
He was just, like, by himself.
He was not a nice robot.
He was not a nice robot.
He was an asshole.
He was such an asshole. He was such an asshole from, like...
They wouldn't all be
reason.
nice.
Yeah, it's true. Oh, you know what my favorite android is? Janelle Monáe's, like...
her...
alternate ego.
Oh, yeah.
Cindy Mayweather.
Oh, yeah. Afro's futurism.
Yeah. It's a good story.
It's a good story.
All right. I don't think we have any events coming up this week.
Oh, we have the Apollo stuff.
Screenings?
So, yeah, we have the Apollo screenings, but one's tonight. Bye.
You didn't see him.
One's tomorrow.
Monday at 8 p.m.
I think that's the experimental. And then Tuesday, I think here in the Apollo is the practicum. I think it's the practicum.
I'm in the practicum. That's me.
Yeah.
But I'm not screening anything.
I think it's all the practicum stuff here. Or I think it's the... Oh, no. The best of the best is on Tuesday, I think. And then they're going to screen it again during commencement.
The best of the best? What does that mean?
It's like best of the best films that were for this whole year.
They just pick the ones they think were best? Who picks them?
Well,
Ryan?
Usually Pingree and Ryan. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Well, cool. I think that's Thursday, 9:30, Apollo Theater.
Oh, yeah. So that's the best of the best. Tuesday is the practicum stuff.
Yes.
So Thursday, go to see best of the best.
Any midnight movies? Nope, doesn't look like it.
Just
pick
perfect.
perfect.
Just pick perfect
Get
too.
pumped.
Do your finals. We'll do our finals.
We'll try to.
We'll meet you here next week.
Yeah.
For our season finale. Series/season finale. What will Shonda Rhimes do?
What?
Shonda Rhimes, she's always like changing things up.
Yeah, one of us would probably die if we were on the Shonda show.
Yeah.
Which one's gonna die?
Shonda Rhimes knows. Check us out though. Season finale. Alright, cool.
Bye.